Welcome to Gulfstream. Today, Ron Nicoletti along with Katie Stazak. We're kicking off a 5-day racing week this week, and we got really great information about the Rainbow Six, which starts in race number 3 today, and that great information is the carryover. It is $280,000 plus. When it gets this near this number, boy, they start sending it in, and it's going to be a lot of fun. That's races 3 to 8. It's only a 20-cent wager. Katie, I'm sure everybody around the country is getting ready to play the Rainbow Six today.
Absolutely. It's been a while since it's been hit. That number continues to grow. We had a couple of singles heading into the final leg on Sunday. They couldn't come through with a win, and now we have a pretty nice carryover for ourselves coming into this week. Yeah,
and like we say, it starts when we have an 8-race card, which we will have on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday this week. It starts in race number 3, so make sure you mark that down so you can start handicapping early on. We have a fun day today. We got a fast-made track. We got a firm turf course. We're going to start with our first race today, which is on the grass. It's a 5-furlong turf event for maiden claimants, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, $35,000, 7 runners in the field. And Katie and I both went with the number 7 horse, and that is Dreaming of Angela.
Seems like a logical pick in this race. She's a 3-year-old daughter of Ken Tharos. Opened up a 4.5 lead at the top of the stretch last time out and just got caught at the wire, missed by a nose in her career debut on May 25th. Tyler Gaffleone's going to pick up the mount today for trainer Michael Petro. Does not have to improve much to get that first victory.
Yeah, getting blinkers today, too. I think that's really going to help this horse here. You mentioned the connections. Trainer Mike Petro, Tyler Gaffleone handling that surface switch this afternoon. We both have the 6 and 2nd. That's Sweet Medea. And this one is stepping up the competition. This one responded last time out to a surface switch with a chase the pace, 3rd place finish. That was against $20,000 types going 5 furlongs on the grass. Bill Kaplan, go-to jock, Juan Leva in the saddle. But the horse that you have on there, Katie, I'm looking right now, that I don't, number 2, Kismet, is up there right now early in the wagering at 6-5.
I don't know if I'd put her at those odds, but we still have plenty of time before the first race, and she definitely figures in here, and she's bred for the grass. She's a daughter of Artie Schiller, going to make her career debut today for trainer Angel Rodriguez. Rodriguez is 2 for 5 with his first-time starters, and he's won with 1 of 2 when dropping horses in for a tag in their career debuts, so he's done well employing these strategies, and he's still going to do it again today.
Well, the horse that I put on here is another horse that's a first-time starter, and that's the number 5, Fueda. This is a daughter of Freud, who and thus bred to handle the turf, I thought, making a career debut for trainer Jenna Antonucci. 12 local workouts showing on this horse, so I just threw this one in, and what I liked about it the most was, you see who's riding, Edgar Zayas. The horse is getting LASIK, so I'm thinking this horse here might be a sneaky and open race. As you mentioned, very early in the wagering here, up to 12-1, but always good to watch the board when you got some first-time starters in a race.
Absolutely, and I think that's kind of what you're seeing. People are going to take a chance with the horses that are unproven. They haven't run over those that maybe have run quite a few times and have had chances and haven't been able to break through.
Yeah, and that's always the decision you have to make. Do you go with the first-time starter, or do you go with horses that have some experience? Well, we're going to go to race number 2. It's 6-furlong maiden claiming event, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, $25,000 the claiming level. Once again, 7 runners in the field with no scratches or jockey changes in the race, and Katie and I both went with the number 3, Little Twitch, who's dropping today.
She is dropping today, taking a slight drop in class, and she should be much fitter this time around for her second start. She tired to 4th after chasing the pace at this distance in her career debut. Really like the connections from the David Fox barn. He's 17% with maidens making their second start, so I'm expecting her to be much sharper today.
Yeah, and the barn also has a positive return of investment with horses making their second start, about $3.48. So lots of things to like about the number 3 horse in there, Little Twitch, who we both put on top of our ticket. I went with the 6 and 2nd in here, Katie, and that's Alarming Angel. Now in the Peter Walder barn. This is a daughter of Wildcat Air, making her first start since facing better. But that was last summer. Peter Walder is really good with new additions to his barn, has the sophomore training consistently for the return. But it is an 11th-month layoff.
It is an 11-month layoff, but he's done well with horses like that in the past, but that's why I left her off the ticket. I used the 4, who you also used in third. That's How's My Gold. This is a daughter of Gotcha Gold. Going to make her career debut today for trainer Kathleen O'Connell. Recorded 8 published breezes over at Gulfstream Park West, and the most recent one was the Bullet. Going to get a break in the weights today with Luis Figueroa in the irons. I thought if there's a first-time starter to like in here, it's this one. She should be sharp by the looks of that most recent work.
Yeah, and Kathleen O'Connor does a really good job with debut maiden claim, is about 18% there. Horse that I did not use on my ticket and you did is on the inside, D. Annie, and why is that?
Well, she's a little bit intriguing. If you go back to her first start, she actually finished behind and ran with the multiple stakes place Dogwood Trail, and that's a very nice filly from the Stanley Gold Barn. She's going to make her first start off the claim today for trainer Bernardo Lopez after returning from a year-long layoff to finish 8th on the turf course on May 22nd. I think making her second start back from the layoff and getting back on her preferred surface will help her in a big way.
You know, we have 2 pick 4s of the afternoon, and this is where the first one starts, and so you get going there. It's races 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's only a 50-cent wager. Race number 3 is where the Rainbow 6 start. We mentioned at the top of the show, over $280,000 in the pool, and it's a 1-mile claimer. Fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, $6,250. We'll have 8 runners going to the post in here, and you went with the number 4, Secret Memory on top, who I have on the ticket but not on top. Tell me why you put that one on top.
I like the way she's been running. Dueled for the lead, turned away all challengers in the stretch, scored a 3 1/4 length victory at this level and distance last time out. It was against condition claimers, going to be facing Open Company today, but 2 back. She finished 3rd in Open Company, and I think she would have done better if that race were longer. It was a 6-furlong sprint, so I think she's capable of notching back-to-back wins, and you know how I like my musical jockey's angle. Jose Caraballo rode both her and Maylee's Hope last time out, and he chose to ride Secret Memory. But I do also have the one feeling better today on my ticket, and you put her on top, so tell me more.
Well, this went to the move to the Peter Waldebon Vita claim, is dropping to the 6,250 level on the main track. First start since facing Betty here on the turf. Again, this was last August and September, but note that the mare's the only previous race on a fast track was a victory. So there is proof that she's going to run well on this fast track. I was mentioning those turf races. It was a while back. Peter Walder, we mentioned just in the other race, does an excellent job with horses coming off this type of layoff. We both have it on the ticket. You also used the number 5 in here, and that's Maylee's Hope.
Just want to note really quickly with Peter Walder, he is a 50% with this surface switch, 12 for 24. I thought that was a pretty impressive statistic.
I would say so. He's right 50% of the time. That's pretty darn good.
Pretty good, especially with that move. But I did throw in the 5, Maylee's Hope, who similarly to my top selection, Secret Memory, coming off a pretty nice victory at this distance on June 5th. She's hit the board in 4 straight starts, and I really couldn't find anything wrong with her. It's hard to knock her. I just thought Secret Memory might have a little bit of an edge and a bit of a freshness edge today.
Well, I also used the number 8 in here. Keep in mind, and want you to keep in mind, this is where the Rainbow 6 starts. So we are in agreement with our horses, sort of, but you might want to go a little deeper in here, because the horse that we were just talking about from the Peter Waldebon and the horse, that one's coming off a bit of a layoff, came back. So you got to go a little deeper here. You don't want to get knocked out in the first leg. With that said, keep in mind the number 8 is dropping to the 6,250 level after her 2-race win streak ended when she failed to fire, but that was against $10,000 claimers going 7 furlongs. That was on a wet track, listed as good. This one, you look at her past performances, she clearly does her best running on a fast surface, and she's certainly going to get a fast track this afternoon. So I threw the number 8 on my ticket. Just a bit of a shot in there, and you're getting Tyler Gaffleone, who's been riding in great form throughout the spring, summer, and I just thought a horse that I'm going to throw on my ticket.
Absolutely. Tyler Gaffleone has a 20-win lead in the jockey standings right now, so he's hot, and this, like you said, is a race that you definitely want to go deep with. I've got my single later on in the card, and I'm intrigued to see if you have the same one.
I know who it is already. I don't know, but I think I know. Put it that way. Let's go to race number 4. 5 furlongs on the turf. Claimers 3-year-olds and up. Non-winners of 3 races in life. $12,500. There's a jockey change on the number 6. Make the rider Edgar Zayas. Also scratch the number 8. Ultimate Choice and the main track only participant, number 9, who is going to run on Friday. I just remember handling that horse, looking at the horse the other day. So he'll be back on Friday on the main track. So we both went with the number 7 in here, and that's Guderian.
Little bit of a red flag with this horse. He's taken a pretty big class drop today. 3-year-old Son of Stroll failed to hit the board in a $25,000 optional claimer on June 7th. Is now going to run for this $12,500 tag. He's a former stakes runner, and he finished second in a $35,000 optional claimer just 2 starts back in April, so seems to have a class edge here.
Yeah, he's a Son of Stroll and dropping down, and it always makes you, be a little apprehensive when you get a horse like that taking a big drop. But a good barn usually spots them where they can win, and that might be the case. Horse I used on my ticket in here, number 5, Dark and Dusty, now in the Michelle Nihei barn. This 4-year-old makes his first start since rallying from off the pace that day to defeat $12,500 condition claimers. It was across town. It was at Gulfstream Park West. It was on November 26th. The trainer, Michelle, is 22% with the turf sprinters and has this son of a Kid Alpha working consistently on the Palm Meadows turf course. So if you stable at Palm Meadows, the beauty of stabling at our training facility is that you can work on the turf up there, which you can't do down here except if you're in a stake. So this horse has been able to work on the turf up there. Thought it would run pretty well.
Absolutely. It's a great angle because that really can help those types of horses get sharp and fit running on their preferred distance. You also threw in the 1, The Battle Is On, and I like this horse also. I put it in second. He's going to make his first start off the claim today for trainer Oscar Gonzalez. Made a 4-wide bid to finish second, only beaten a neck at this level and distance on May 8th. This one is proven fresh. He was coming off about a 6-week layoff that day, and he's going to do the same thing today. And this one just loves to turf sprint. Only done it twice, but's been first and second.
Yeah, and I mean, he's the 9 to 5 morning line favorite, so a horse that looks like he definitely figures with this level of competition here. As you mentioned, we both have it on the ticket. Horse that I do not have on the ticket, and you do, is the one we mentioned, has the jockey changed to Edgar Zayas, and that is the number 6, Nantucketeer.
He's the only horse in this field to have won twice at the distance, so that was what caught my eye. I'm going to give him another chance. He disappointed last time out, dueled on the lead and faded to 5th. Behind The Battle Is On last time out, but 2 starts back, he was the winner.
And that 4th race is where the pick 5 of the afternoon starts. That's the last 5 races on the card. 50-cent wager. So then we have our 5th race today, and it's a 6-furlong claimer. Fillies and Mares 3 and up. Non-winners of 3 races in life. $6,250. Scratch the 5 phase. Also scratch number 7, Giacomo's Area. And let's see, I went with the number 3, Hoboken Honey. I'll start there. This one 4-1 on the morning line. Now in the Michelle Nihei barn. The mare has trained consistently at Palm Meadows in preparation for his first start since hitting the board in 1 of 2 races against Similar at Gulfstream Park West. It was last November. Edgar Zayas in the saddle today. So we need Michelle to have these horses come off the layoff, for me to have a good day and for her to have a good day and run exceptionally well.
I think this race, arguably, at least for me, it was the most wide open race of the days, at least in the Rainbow Six. I gave the edge to Blue Temptation. The one who you also have on the ticket was not a factor last time out, going 5.5 furlongs, was 6th behind 2 other horses in this race, Spring Forward Alex and BB Valentine, but was a solid 3rd 2 starts back at this level and distance for trainer Rasharn Creaky. I just thought that this daughter of Bluegrass Cat seemed to be one of the more consistent runners in the group, so I gave her the edge. But you also used Spring Forward Alex that I mentioned. I have her on the ticket also.
Yeah, this one is stretching out, as you mentioned, to 3/4 of a mile. Shipping in from Tampa to chase the pace, weekend to finish 4th. As the favorite against Similar, going 5.5 furlongs. Ed Williams, the trainer, adds a second-time blinkers for the second trip over this trap. So I think another horse that's going to improve at the 3/4 of a mile distance, along with the other horse you had in your ticket, and that is the 1, Blue Temptation. A horse that you used, very familiar down here, is the number 4, and that is BB Lindsay Valentine.
Took the lead and faded to third, ahead of both Blue Temptation and Spring Forward Alex last time out, but it was the first time she had hit the board in 10 starts. She was more than 60-1 that day. You're only getting 12-1 today, so not going to get that kind of price. But she boasts the best last out finish of any runner in this field. She just needs to prove that she can be more consistent.
I think what we're trying to say, this is a pretty wide open race, that race. You might want to go a little deep in there. Let's go to race number 6. 5 furlongs on the turf, maiden fillies. These are under maiden special weight conditions, and this one we're going to scratch the 9. We're going to scratch the main track onlys. No, they were also eligible. It's number 12 and number 13. And now let's go back and show you the performance of 3 Devilish Kitten, who I'm guessing is Katie's single on her ticket today.
The cat's out of the bag. This is my single Devilish Kitten, and how could you not have this horse on top with the way she ran in her career debut? She was a little bit behind things early, but boy did she come on late and say, oh, it's time to go. Really flew. You're going to see she made a 4-wide bid to finish second. She's only beaten a neck, and if this race were any longer, she would have run by the front runner that day. Love how she came on there, gaining with every stride. Wesley Ward's the trainer, and what a week he had last week at Royal Ascot. 2 winners, including the Grade 1 Diamond Jubilee with undrafted. Tyler Gaffleone's going to stay aboard, and yes, this is my single. Is it yours?
Yes, it is my single today, so that's why I knew it. By Super Turf Side, Kitten's Joy does a fantastic job, and congratulations to Wesley Ward, and, with undrafted getting up there, actually got to meet the Queen.
It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, is right. Another horse I used on my ticket, and so did you. We're basically in agreement here behind both of our singles. Is the number 7, at least for me, Rosebud's Tiger, is a daughter of Insummation, debuting for trainer Herman Walensky with a solid morning work tab showing. Freshman starts her career, with on the grass, got Lasix, Jesus Rios named to ride, but a first-time starter coming off a horse that really ran well, and that is the 3, Devilish Kitten.
Herman Walensky, a bit of a quandary with him. He's 0 for 7 with his first-time starters, but yet he boasts really strong percentages with 2-year-olds, as well as horses making their first turf start. So you're kind of at a back and forth with those numbers, but I think it's one that definitely figures.
And the other horse we both use on a ticket is the number 6, Just a Gem.
Well, this daughter of Leroy de Senemo is bred for the grass. She's from the Stephen DeMauro barn, has the most extensive work pattern of any of these freshmen. 9 works on record, and the last breeze on June 19th was particularly strong. That's why I had to put her in second. 4 furlongs and 47-3.
Well, the elephant in the room with that horse is that the barn is 0 for 38 with first-time starters. So, like the questions about number 7, Rosebud's Tigers, you also have that with the number 6, Just a Gem, but beautifully bred, working well. This could be the day that it'll be 1 for 39. So they're going to have their running shoes on to beat number 3, Devilish Kitten, in race number 6 this afternoon. We'll go to race number 7 now. It's a 6-furlong claimer for 3-year-olds and up, $6,250. We're going to have 8 runners going to the post. No scratches in the race. Please note the number 8 horse, Quiz Wiz, the jockey, is still an apprentice, so it'll be 1 star, 116 pounds. Want to go back and show you an old buddy of ours, and that is the number 1, Dangerous Tricks, last race.
Well, our old buddy had some trouble last time out. Look how slowly he broke, and this throws off the entire complexion of the race and throws him off his game because he's a horse that likes to show some speed, and here he is at the complete back of the pack after breaking so poorly. But this horse always runs his race. Didn't get a chance to show his stuff last time out, but prior to that, he hit the board in 6 straight starts. 3 of those were wins. Yeah, and he loves the distance. He's had 23 races at the distance with 6 wins on there, so we both put it on top of our ticket. But we also used the horse we just mentioned with the 8 horse, and that is Quiz Wiz with Octavio Vergara Jr., handling a rematch with Dangerous Trick, who they met back on May 30th. This horse is another that is just so hard knocking. You can't leave him off the ticket. He's hit the board in 10 straight races, could not get by Dangerous Trick in his last start, like you mentioned, on May 30th, but he's a 7-time winner at the distance. Well, the other horse I used in here, and I see you didn't use it, and I looked in the morning line, and, he's up there at 3 to 4 to 1 and everything like that, and I was not sure I was going to use it, but I look back and I see this one defeated Dangerous Trick twice, once in April and once in May, turning back to 3/4 of a mile today, stalked the pace 6 wide last time out, failed to show much. That was going 7 furlongs, wasn't the greatest performance at all. Gilberto Zerpa
with Josie Gomez named to ride. This horse has had Dangerous Tricks number, albeit in the past.
That was the key in the past. Based on current form, I had to leave him off, but I took a good, hard look at him and wouldn't be surprised if he showed up and returned to that form today. But going on recent form, I had to throw in the 6, Donegal Hall, on my ticket. He's going to look for back-to-back wins. He scored by more than 3.5 lengths last time out on May 31st, and I thought he could end up the controlling speed in this race.
Yeah, and that might be important. You'll know by this time way before you put your Rainbow Six together if the track is favoring horses that run that different way. So it's smoking the field, just going on what he did in the past over there, seeing if he can do it again with Dangerous Trick. But I'm liking Dangerous Trick in that spot, especially if he gets away from the gate in a timely fashion. Does not have to be on the lead, just has to be up there, not last like he was last time. Let's go to the final race on our Wednesday card. It's 1 mile on the turf. Claim is 3 and up. Non-winners of 2 races in life or 3-year-olds. The claiming price is $16,000. We got a full field of 10 runners here for our Super High 5. We both have the number 1 Abaseb brother on our ticket, who is third choice on the morning line, and we want to go back and show you his performance from I think it was June 14th.
This is from June 14th, and this was his last start when Abaseb brothers moved to the grass and took a drop in class. It definitely agreed with him. You're going to watch him run on and score a nice half-length victory. This was his first start on the grass since November of 2014. This horse run drives me crazy. I pick him all the time, and he never comes through, and when I don't pick him, he wins. So I have to put him back on top today. Based off that last run on the turf, it certainly seemed to rejuvenate him.
Yeah, and he's only one of 2 multiple winners in the field, which, you know, we always like that angle. And he rallied between horses, so that always like when horses rally between horses. Shows me they have heart and determination. That was a $16,000 2-lifetime claimer going 7.5 furlongs. Gustavo Delgado's the trainer. He's really good, winning consecutive races, 25%, so they keep their form well. Tyler Gaffleone, lots of things to like about the number 1 Abaseb brothers in there. I will go with my horse in second, and it's Wildcat Kitten. It's the 2. Now in the Gary Jackson barn. This is the son of Kitten's Joy, cutting back to a mile after stalking the pace. Came up empty in that race during the stretch run against this level of competition, going a mile in the 16th. Edgar Zayas rationing the gelding's tactical speed today. I just thought this horse was asked to do too much at that distance last time. I think he can rebound and be on the ticket at a bit of a price. I think he's 8-1 on the morning line.
Yeah, 8-1. That's a great value, especially with Zayas riding. He's always going to give a horse a leg up. Looks like we have a lot of different options aside from the winner. I threw in the 10 Thunder and Willie. This horse dropped down to this level last time out and finished a strong second. He was only beaten a half length going a mile and a 16th. I'd like him better if this race was a mile and a 16th. He's 0 for 4 at this distance. Might need some pace to run at, but I respect the Kathleen O'Connell barn and think he has a little bit of a class edge. Who else did you use?
I used the number 9, Dreaming of Clarice. It's back at a proper level after stepping up off the claim by trainer Marcial Navarro to contest the early pace. Faded in that race to finish 8th and last. That was against $25,000 claimers going a mile. Luis Figueroa will be in the saddle. Marcial Navarro, I got to give this horse one more chance to be somewhere on the ticket today. He's the number 9 horse, and he's on the board at a square price at 6-1. So this race, just by you could see our selection here wide open. You also used a horse I did not use, and is actually the tepid morning line favorite at 4-1, and that is Tell Me a Joke.
Well, he ran really well last time out and finished just behind Abaseb brothers, and you know, you have to give him credit because if you love Abaseb brothers, this horse was only a half length behind him, so I had to throw him on the ticket. But I think his running style puts him at a disadvantage with Abaseb brothers because Abaseb brothers is always going to have the jump on him, being more of a speed type, and there's not a lot of speed in this spot.
Yeah, so that is how we see this 8th race today, and you can see it's a pretty wide open affair there. So that is the Super High 5, and that race, if I bet, excuse me, if you don't know what it is, you got to pick the first 5 finishes in the race for $1 wager. And if you go back and have some time and look at the past charts, you'll see this thing pays awful good.
It pays really well. You know what? Last week, Ron and I, we had a trifecta that was identical, and we said, we've got the Super High 5 for you, the first 3. You just need to have all the bottom 2 spots, and it hit.
It hit, and I don't know what it paid, but it was nice. They're always nice. The Super High 5. Fun wager today. So that's how we see Wednesday's card. Good luck with all your selections throughout the afternoon. We're about to turn over the table to our boy, Pete Aiello, track announcer, see how things go Wednesday. I'll give you all the updated scratches and things you need to have a fun day here today.
It's going to be a fun day, especially with that kind of money up for grabs in the Rainbow Six. Starts in race number 3. See you later.